Real Madrid have always been more than just a football club. For over a century, they've stood for dominance, prestige, and excellence. In today's game, they are the gold standard, the team that everyone else is compared to. From Di Stefano to Zidane, from Cristiano Ronaldo to Benzema, this is a club that doesn't just win, it conquers. So when Real Madrid announced in July that they'd become the first football club in history to pass €1 billion in revenue in a single season, no one was really surprised. Even with a massive wage bill, over €500 million, the third highest in Europe, and after adding superstar Kylian Mbappé to their squad, Madrid now face a serious problem. But behind the flashy headlines and record-breaking numbers, there's a hidden truth. Madrid may be richer than ever, but they are also more fragile than they've been in years. The clearest example came in their Champions League quarterfinal against Arsenal. Down 2-0 within 17 minutes, manager Carlo Ancelotti looked to his bench for answers. What he found wasn't depth. It was desperation. His first move was to bring on Lucas Vázquez, a converted winger who turns 34 this summer, to replace Luka Modric, now 39 years old. Later changes included swapping fullbacks and taking off Rodrigo, who has been out of form, for Brahim Diaz, a talented but inconsistent attacker. None of it worked. Madrid lost 3-0, but the real concern wasn't the scoreline. So what's gone wrong? Madrid's biggest problem is clear. The squad is broken, not in terms of talent, but in balance. They have elite players, but not enough depth, not enough glue to hold the pieces together. Too often, it feels like 11 stars trying to create magic without a real plan. Compare that to Ancelotti's first spell at Madrid, back in 2013 to 2015. He had Ronaldo, Bale, and Benzema, but also strong backups. Players like Di Maria, Khedira, and Pepe could rotate in without dropping the level. Zidane had the same advantage during the 3 Champions League wins between 2016 and 2018. Back then, Madrid had a second team that could beat most others in Europe. Players like James Rodriguez, Isco, Morata, Kovacic, and Nacho made regular impact off the bench. Yes, Madrid have invested in the future, signing stars like Bellingham, Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Arda Güler, and Endrick. But in doing so, they've sacrificed strength in the present. Injuries have made things worse. They lost Dani Carvajal and Eder Militão to long-term knee injuries. David Alaba also went down with a torn ACL in December. That's 3 of their 4 most experienced defenders. And yet, the club started the season with only 3 senior centre-backs and 1 natural right-back in the entire squad. That's not just bad luck. That's poor planning. It's forced Ancelotti to improvise every week. In big matches, he's relied on the same 9 or 10 players over and over. Others are used sparingly, or not trusted at all. Modric has played nearly 50 matches this season, even at 39. Meanwhile, young defender Raúl Asensio, who debuted in November, has already made over 20 appearances. Other players have also struggled. Dani Ceballos showed promise, then got injured just as he was finding form. Güler and Endrick have had good moments, but they're not ready to carry the team yet. Real Madrid's issues go beyond injuries or youth. They stem from a lack of clear vision. There's no cohesive transfer strategy. When Benzema left, Ancelotti wanted Kane, but the club declined, forcing Bellingham into a temporary fix. Then they signed Mbappé, another left-sided attacker, despite already having Vinicius and Rodrigo. Meanwhile, midfield depth was ignored, and the defense remains thin. Madrid are spending big, but not wisely. Think about it. Mbappé, Vinicius, and Rodrigo all prefer the same position, left wing. Now, they're forced to share space. Rodrigo gets moved around the front line and struggles to find rhythm. Vinicius hasn't looked like himself. And Mbappé, despite scoring goals, often looks isolated, missing the kind of link-up play Karim Benzema used to provide. As a result, Madrid's attack has lost its flow. They can still produce moments of brilliance, but there's no consistent structure. It's less about team play now, and more about hoping for individual magic. The club's rumored pursuit of Trent Alexander-Arnold raises more questions. Yes, he's a big name. But is he the right fit? Trent is known for attacking, not defending, and defense is exactly where Madrid need help. His signing would be stylish. But would it fix the real issues? Probably not. Then came the winter transfer window. With 3 key defenders out injured, most people expected Madrid to reinforce. But they didn't. Ancelotti was told to keep going with what he had, already stretched thin. That's not just bold, it's reckless. And the result? We saw it against Arsenal. Madrid lost 3-0. The defense got exposed. But the real concern was their attack. There was no focal point, no connection between midfield and forwards, and no clear system. Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Mbappé are all dangerous in space. But when forced to combine in tight areas or play unfamiliar roles, they struggle. Without a Benzema-like player to drop deep and create space, the attack becomes predictable and easy to stop. Behind the scenes, Carlo Ancelotti has started to grow frustrated. Back in late 2023, he spoke publicly about wanting experienced defenders. But after signing a contract extension in December, he changed his tone. Now, he avoids criticizing the club's transfer strategy. Maybe he knows it won't change anything. Or maybe he just wants to protect his job. Which brings us to the other big issue, the Santiago Bernabéu renovation. Florentino Perez has long dreamed of turning the stadium into a modern entertainment hub, with concerts, corporate events, and more revenue. On paper, it sounds great, but in practice, it's been a mess. The project's been more trouble than expected, and while money goes into the stadium, the squad is left underfunded in key areas. There's a growing feeling that the club's leadership, especially Perez, is focused more on building a brand empire than building a balanced team. Yes, he brought Ancelotti back, but partly because he's a safe choice. Still, Ancelotti isn't blameless. Despite all his experience, he hasn't created a clear tactical identity this season. His teams often feel like a group of stars rather than a unit with a plan. He plays forwards who don't track back. He overuses a few trusted players, and he hasn't found a formation that suits both Bellingham and Mbappé without weakening the midfield. Players like Fede Valverde are being run into the ground, covering more distance than anyone, while others cruise through matches. Tchouaméni and Camavinga, both top midfielders, have played out of position so often that their form is starting to drop. And every week, Madrid seem to play with whoever's available, not a best starting 11. So the real question is this: who are Real Madrid right now? Are they still the kings of Europe, feared by every team they face? Or are they a fading giant, running on reputation while the foundation crumbles? The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. This team still has the talent to win, but without better planning, smarter transfers, and a clearer football vision, Madrid risk becoming something strange. A club too big to fail, but too disorganized to dominate. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into football's biggest stories. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next one.